He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not, shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your wills and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married, is you single, meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into, so how long before the bed get wrinkled? Children when they tripping, is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door, speak the line, you give the flow, tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spittin' that fire.
Ooh, they still ain't back, y'all. So I came back on. Okay, I came back on because my family's still not home. Listen, look, now, Jussie, all I got to say is Jussie, I could have did that. You got one scar, your eyes look puffy from crying, your lip look a little swole. I could have did that. I could have did that for the fraction of the price you paid them big brothers. I don't understand how these big bulky brothers supposed to be so strong and Mandingo, and that's all they did to you was get you a scratch under your eye. I just don't understand that. And I don't understand why you thought the need to sit up there and go to the doctor for a scratch under the eye. I just don't understand that. I don't understand that. But honey, let me tell y'all something. The left is getting under attack. The left is under attack by the right, honey. I'm telling y'all, the Republicans is eating this up. Ooh, they are having a field day with CNN. Ooh, they having a field day with CNN. They having a field day with CNN so much so that they have decided to upload a story that they did about Lebron, okay? But before we do that, I'm telling y'all, they did that. They decided to do that. And here is what I'm going to play, okay? Let's take a look.
Story on the eve of the finals. On Wednesday, police in Los Angeles reporting a racial slur was spray painted on the front gate of a home owned by LeBron James there. According to police, when they arrived at the home, management staff had already painted over the highly offensive graffiti. According to property records in California, James bought the home 2 years ago for a price of just under $21 million. The LA Police Department detectives are investigating the incident as a possible hate crime and are poring over security camera footage to try to identify the vandal. Now, LeBron has been candid about racism in the past and didn't hold back when speaking about this incident that literally hit home.
No matter how much money you have, no matter how famous you are, no matter how many people admire you, being black in America is tough, and we got a long way to go, for us as a society and for us as African Americans until we feel equal in America. And but my family is safe, and that's what's important.
Okay, so y'all see that he said up there and said as long as his family is safe, that was important, right? And this is the house that they were talking about. Now, as you see on the gate, it's already painted back black, right? And so the property managers in that area had painted it over it immediately after he said that they were racial slurs painted on his, on the wall, right? Now, at this particular time, this was when the time where St. James and Trump was, tweeting back and forth and having an exchange of words. Okay, this is around the time where the beef was actually, magnifying into social media between these two. And it was so funny that, Fox News know they being messy. They are really giving it to CNN. Rightfully so, though. I mean, like, if you are on the right And they were saying that Trump was grabbing them by the pussies, which he said he was, but they didn't seem to mind. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make a person a victim of something when they not complaining about being a damn victim. However, we've seen a lot of this going on social media today, and it's real crazy how this is happening, right? But now, this is LeBron James' property, at least at the time it was. You know, a lot of these stars have multiple homes. And he said it was some racial slurs. Now, they have decided to sit up there and bring back this story in the midst of Jussie Smollett, okay? Saying that he was a victim of race and homophobic slurs, right? And that it was, they wore MAGA hats and they poured substances and they did all these things, okay? That they did all these things only to find out that he paid two brothers, right? To kick his ass, okay? He paid two Nigerian brothers to beat him down. At least that's what, Jussie did, right? These were the two brothers that Jussie Smollett paid, okay, to beat him down, right? And so I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay, these two brothers, beating up Jussie, they could put a hurting on Jussie, right? They gonna put a real hurting on Jussie. But look, let me show y'all. This was all of what they did. Now, these two big-ass black men, that's all they could have did. Jussie, if you was gonna pay somebody to kick your ass, you should at least have some ribs, some your injuries were minute, okay? They were minute. So, the juror spoke out today, okay? One of the jurors spoke out to the Chicago Sun, and paraphrasing what the juror said, and it was a woman, okay, because the juror was made up of 6 men and 6 women, and they said that the reason why they found Jussie Smollett guilty was because of his ego. They said that his ego got in the way of him being believed. They said he felt that because he was a celebrity, came from money, that he was untouchable. They said that when he was on the stand, he had a presence about him that he was untouchable. And then they also said that because of the size of these men and the size of him, that they felt that the injuries that he would have sustained during that night would have been much more severe, which they do have a point there. I mean, Jussie, these were some big Mandingo men, and to only give you a scratch under your eye, and a pop lip, and a half pop lip, it just looked like you was like eating something like bubble gum or something, and you just bit your lip wrong and it got swollen, because that happened to me sometimes. I understand how that shit can be. That happened to me. And they also said that he was talking about, yes, Cool B, that he was the gay Tupac. And I'm like, people like Tupac. White people do too. Like, you can't just be going around talking about you the gay Tupac. Because wasn't nothing gay about Tupac. You needed to say you was more like Liberace or some shit. Because, you was on Empire, playing pianos and shit, like Liberace or something like that, or Elton John. You should have said you was the black Elton John. You would have got off more if you would have said you was the black Elton John. I would have believed you more had you said you was the black Elton John, not the gay Tupac. You are not the gay Tupac, okay? Nothing about Tupac was gay. If he was alive and well, I don't even think, and as a matter of fact, I ain't got to think, I would know that he would not be down with that. You know what I mean? Like, you not the gay of nothing of me, because nothing of me was rainbow. You understand? But I'm just saying, just look at the size of these guys. And look at the size of Jussie. Jussie, you should have sustained a lot more ass whooping than that. Like, you should at least have some really, you light-skinned, Jussie. Why isn't your eyes darker? These big-ass black, if these guys, both of them did this to you, and that's all they done, These some weak-ass Nigerian big-ass men. This is just a waste of space, muscle, strength, everything. It's like, you motherfuckers, if that's all you could have did to Jussie, with it being the two of y'all, you motherfuckers need not to even work out anymore, because you just some wimps. You like some steroid wimps, like some wimps on steroids. If that was all you could have did, you could at least fuck Jussie. I'm a woman. I could have did a lot more than that. I could have had you some knots on your head. Okay, I could have loosened some tooth. I could have even bruised some ribs and shit, Jussie. I could have did a lot of shit for the amount of money you paid them. You know what, Jussie? If I was you, I would ask them motherfuckers for my money back. I'm just keeping, that's how I would have been. I would have been like, you know, I would have did a press conference after I was found guilty, right? If I was Jussie. And I would say, you know, y'all motherfuckers is wrong, because let me tell y'all, if I said I was jumped on and they used racial slurs and y'all not gonna believe me, and I paid them, the judge could at least order me to get my motherfucking $3,500 back. I mean, I'm just keeping it a buck. But then they went on to say that the reason why he went on to testify, the reason why he hired these guys in the first place was because Lee Daniels, out of all goddamn people, Lee Daniels said he was fat. It wasn't nothing ever fat about Jussie Smollett. Nothing ever fat about Jussie Smollett. Lee Daniels was the fat one. You let this fat ass man tell you fat when his ass the one fat. Like, that's like me saying, you know, that's like me saying Spicy Little, right? Spicy Toppers. I can use her for an example. She little. That's like I say, oh, you fat. You getting fat. As petite as she is, I know she'll be like, Spitfire, I know your fat ass ain't the one calling me fat. Like, I mean, it's really, what the hell is going on in the world? Like, why the hell would you even think to hire these two in the first place? Because fat ass Lee Daniels said your ass was fat. I would have been like, you fat motherfucker. If I'm fat, what the hell is you? What are you? If I am fat, what are you? Nigga, you round as the globe. What the hell is you talking about? Like, he couldn't have never said that to me. I would have roasted the shit out of Lee Daniels. I don't understand. But he was your boss on Empire. You know, he was gay, and y'all have this, he was your gay daddy and all that old shit and all that fake shit y'all be doing. Like, that's the shit y'all be doing. Like, that's stuff that y'all need not to boast about. You know what I mean? That's something that y'all have going on with y'all, you know, about this gay stuff that's going on in society. I mean, I can't believe he said the reason why he hired them was because he said that they were fat. His fat ass called you fat. Like, and you believed it. Because we watched Empire. Nothing about Jussie Smollett was fat. Nothing. What did this motherfucker see that we didn't? I'd have been like, motherfucker, that was your reflection you seen in my glasses. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? All that goddamn, ooh, that white sugar that they be putting up their noses, just, ooh, allegedly, ooh, my goodness. I'm just saying. I don't understand what happened. But anyway, so CNN, you know, LeBron is a straight up liberal, okay? Straight up. I mean, more blue than me. I'm a registered Democrat, but LeBron is just liberal, blue all day. Okay? He just Democrat all day. Okay? Just like how they were saying on The Color Purple. You know what I mean? So you can stay all day. Remember that in The Color Purple, Miss Millie told her, Sophia, she could stay all day. LeBron is left all day. And seeing, you know, Fox News was just so damn messy today. They was messy yesterday as hell. They was messy yesterday, today. They gonna be messy for a minute. They're gonna jab everything in this case. They're gonna come after everybody. So they brought up LeBron James' house, saying that he was vandalizing. They like, A big ass question mark. Because at the time he was gotten into it with Trump. You get what I'm saying? He got into it with Trump. I'm thinking to myself, like, damn. Like, for real. Like, seriously, LeBron, seriously. Like, your house got vandalized, and then the maintenance came and painted over. So why even report it to the police? If they reported, by the time the police got there, you painted over, then you didn't got rid of the evidence. What was the purpose of doing that? Because you wanted to be out in the forefront, because you wanted it to be in the public eye. And that's what they were talking about with the Jussie Smollett case. They wanted things to play out in the public eye. Okay? They wanted it to play out in the public eye. And it was so funny that this was happening. So let's take a listen. Let's get some of this off of here. And let's take a listen at this. Oh, we already did that. Okay, so let me recap this article for you. All right, so for some reason, people are going back to the summer about when these articles first surfaced on the web, right? And then on Twitter, they're even bringing back some old things that happened about 3-4 years ago when LeBron James' home was vandalized, okay? And this may be in the midst of what happened with Jussie Smollett faking a hate crime, okay? And they was trying to make a coalition between the two. But before we do that, I found it to be interesting that they brought up these particular articles, right? So one of the articles about the Space Jam mural that was vandalized in Akron, Ohio. And they're not saying that it was fake or whatever, but they just bringing it up about how everybody's staging some things and saying some things. And because LeBron, they brought up his vandalizing of his home, and they, compared it with Jussie Smollett. We're going to get to that in a second. They brought up this article, and I want to read this article to you because you may have heard about what happened back in the summer, but I'm going to just take you back then for about 6 months ago and bring you to the forefront so we can exactly know how we're going to get into this, right? So this is from 10 WBNS, it is by Ben Axelrod, okay? It's by Ben Axelrod, and it says, back then, it was on a Monday evening, and pictures began to make rounds on social media showing that the James-centric Space Jam mural in downtown Akron, Ohio, vandalized, okay? And it says, earlier the month, LeBron James made headlines when the new movie Space Jam, okay, it had reached a plateau of 32 million when it debuted the weekend, okay? And it turned out that people in Akron, Ohio, even that's where LeBron James is from, is not a fan of the mural, okay, that's on the wall. And so there was some vandalizing happening on the wall, and the people who actually did the mural said it can be fixed, but it's oh my gosh, it's one of those things that you just cannot believe, okay? So the mural is located outside the West Market Street business, okay, not far from where, St. James is an alma mater of St. Vincent St. Mary High School. I guess that's where he graduated from. And so the artist is by Copley, okay, and Kent, okay. There are students and a young lady named Sade Slater. There are students at the school who actually did the mural on the wall that happened to be vandalized. Now, LeBron this year has been one of the first NBA players to reach a plateau of $1 billion during his career earnings, okay, according to Forbes, all right? And in 2003, St. James had signed with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But then in 2010, he became a free agent and went with the Miami Heat, okay? And he played there for a few years. And then in 2018, he from 2010 to 2014, he went back to Cleveland, okay, to Cleveland, Ohio, and then recently, as far as 3.5 years ago, he signed with the LA Lakers. All right, so now we know that about LeBron. Let's get into this home vandalizing that everybody bringing back up to surface. Let's get it going. Okay, so as we got all that shit going, right, with these three people. The one crying over here that's saying he was vandalized during a damn interview. The face of a scratch. which I don't even know why he even go to the hospital over that. Like, why would you even go to the hospital over a fucking scratch? Like, you gay. That don't mean you a punk. Like, damn. Like for real. Like, your kidneys, your liver, your ribs was a bruise when you spitting the blood. Like, what was the purpose? Like, what? Anyway, I this shit is just crazy. This shit is just crazy to me. I mean, all this stuff. But you know what? The right has every right to dig at the left right about now. And I'm a registered Democrat, and I'm going to tell y'all the truth. The right has a right to dig at the left because they was spewing out so many racial slurs, okay? And they were doing so much stuff going on when Trump was in office that they had blamed him for every racial thing that happened. Everything racist, that meant Trump did it. But it's so funny how they say that because when Trump was on The Apprentice, black people loved Donald Trump. Remember when Nene Neeks was like, I'm casting Trump checks? You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand. Like, they love Donald Trump. They love Donald Trump. I don't understand where the shift came in at. Like, did the shift come in because Obama didn't get along? Like, where did that shift come from? Why did we as people say, well, if Obama don't like Trump, then I'm not going to like him? Like, why can't these two men be just two men who don't like each other? Why do we have to get involved in their thing? Because before, I'm just keeping it a buck, before he ran for office, y'all was saying you fired. Y'all was loving Donald Trump like y'all do Bill Gates. Y'all was loving him. Now, all of a sudden, when he ran for office, y'all didn't like his ass no more. And I never understood that. Like, I didn't like him because, and I admit it, I didn't like him because I was told not to. Because I was a lefty. A hardcore lefty at the time. Didn't know better to even question because I was just doing what I was told to do. It wasn't until recently I did investigating work and realized, damn, I'm not thinking for myself. Other people are thinking for me. Because I don't have these viewpoints. Some of my viewpoints align with the right. Some of my viewpoints align with them. Some of my viewpoints align with the left. What do I do then? What do I do then? We got a lot of things we got to talk about. We got a lot we got to talk about. Okay? We got a lot to talk about. Because when it comes to the left, we tend to let these people, okay? We tend to let these people run everything on what we think of, especially her. These people have taken over the left. So on the left, you got Me Too, racial slurs. You got all these things. All these things. And on the right, one of the issues I have with the right is the fact that they don't know how to evolve fast enough to change. Not in the sense of where the left is doing, but in the sense of growing the party. They're still old-fashioned. Some things need to stay tradition. You just have to really know what things to pick apart to change. And the right has always struggled with that. And that is why I didn't leave the left to go to the right. I left the left and centered into the independent party. And that's one of the things, because you have this organization right here who are taking down black men. Oh yeah, they got orange hands and white hands, but the black ones are the ones being taken down at a rapid rate, especially if they're athletes and everything else. If they can get women to bring charges on you, and have you noticed, let's switch the topic, okay? We didn't talk about Jussie. Now we're talking about the left some more. Have you noticed that this is the one that owns the Me Too movement? She is the one who hates the black men, okay? Because even though she's married to one, but she had to be worth $10 million, okay, to get married to hers. You got to remember that. She didn't have him until she was worth millions of dollars. And all of a sudden, allegedly, they got married. Allegedly. That's my alleged opinion, okay? Now, then you had these people who told you. You had these people right here. Let me see. Where they at? Where is she? Told you to believe women. Believe women. Like, here she go. She told you to believe women. These two have really been a damper on men. And the one, the Asian lady, the Time's Up party recently let go a lot of their board members, gave them the pink slip. Thanks to a friend of mine's letting me know that story. And they were so distraught, especially the one that played with Morgan Freeman. What's her name? A Time to Kill. Not A Time to Kill. Kiss the Girls. What's her name? Ashley Judd. Ashley Judd. And these are the women that's going after them. And they gave Ashley Judd and all them pink slips. Time's Up has been under fire and scrutiny for the past 2-3 years. Past 2-3 years, they've been under scrutiny. And now Time's Up has given them pink slips. But the Me Too lady, she's quiet now. R. Kelly got convicted. Some other people, reputations got ruined. She's quiet. She came out when Kwame Brown had Jessica Reed's parents on his channel, as I mentioned in another video. But now she said she was going to help regular little girls in the neighborhood, but you don't hear nothing from her no more. Didn't I tell you guys they had an agenda? Now they're gone in the wind. And you women thought they literally cared. Interesting. Interesting. We got to be careful what we believe in. We got to really be careful what we believe in. Because it's women like this person right here that decide she still, I don't understand this woman. I don't understand her. Something wrong with this woman. She's with the Black Lives Matter. And she's Black Lives Matter. Melinda Abdullah. And she says she still stand with Jussie Smollett. You got to ask yourself these questions. Why? Why would you stand with something that's so concrete? The evidence is concrete. It's not a belief. It's not a if I wanted to. It's concrete. It's like a given. Like, it doesn't make sense. Look at the face he has. I could have did worse than that as a woman. 2 big buff guys, that's the worst that they did to you. That's the worst that they did to you, and you had to go to the eye doctor for all of that. All you had to do was go to the damn drugstore and get some Moderna cream and some cocoa butter. What about that? She's down with him because of the community that he's in. But you're supposed to be for Black Lives Matter. What does it have to do with the LGBT? Because they own Black Lives Matter. They own Black Lives Matter. Women who are part of that acronym own Black Lives Matter. So is it really about Black Lives Matter, or is another agenda for the Rainbow Coalition? I mean, what? And you know what, Kinky? I wouldn't be surprised if he don't do no jail time with these Democrats trying to make sure he don't get no jail time. They tweeting. Did you see? Kiki, did you see that what was that I was looking at earlier? I'm glad you mentioned that. They tweeted that he shouldn't do jail time. It's not that big of a crime. Wait a minute. Hold the hell up. Hold up. Look, in my ghetto voice. Hold up. How you just gonna sit up there and say it ain't that bad, it ain't that serious? No, motherfuckers. No. R. Kelly's case wasn't that serious because all them got fake titties. What victims you know get some fake titties? She comes out in public, tell people she wifey. Tell all the other girlfriends I was wifey. I thought you was a goddamn victim. You see how motherfuckers forget what they supposed to, they roll? You see how people forget they roll? I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what was happening. And they used past rumors that he was acquitted on to convict him in September. You know what, Kinky? And if he get 3 to 5, rightfully so. I don't know. I mean, is jail still the way it is? I don't know. Because, you know, jail used to be a gay person's playground. You got to understand that now. And if he get 3 to 5 years, you know good and well they go put him in the minimum security. I mean, the minimum security to where he can probably go in a damn refrigerator in the middle of the night. That's how minimum security is going to be. You best to believe with the Obamas behind it and Tina Chin behind it, you best to believe if he get any jail time, oh, they gonna make sure he go to a super minimum security. It's gonna be like a damn camp. The Republicans should make sure he do time, Elma. They should. They should. Just as they did R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. And they lied for money. Republicans charged them. Yeah, but look what they had to go through. They had to go through high and hell to charge this boy. They had to go through Kim Fox, right? And they had to get the special prosecutor for her. And then they had to do all that investigation work with her office. They had to do so much just to bring about these damn charges of him hiring somebody to kick his own ass, which we could have did for a fraction of the price. Yeah, but a lot of times, Kinky, you got to think, what kind of minimum security prison is it? You know, you got some prisons with people less than 5 years. If they got less than 5 years, a lot of times there, I mean, you have people that fight, but a lot of times they not trying to fuck up their way of getting out. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to fuck that up because they could easily be transferred out to a medium or a maximum security. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, and they were saying that they think he gonna get probation. They were saying they think he was going to get probation. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I don't know. But I know one thing. The media, well, you know what? The lawyers were saying that, actually. That he may have to pay a fine and do community service, which he did community service. Did he do community service last time? He did community service, pay a fine, and be on probation. And they said, well, his career, he's already disgraced. Why have to go to jail too? Y'all didn't say that goddamn shit about Bill Cosby. Y'all didn't say this shit was 50 years old. He already disgraced. Why he got to go to jail at 80-something years old? Y'all didn't say that shit then. You get what I'm going with this? You see the hypocrisy? Barbara, if he do, I'll be shocked. If he do a time in jail, Barbara, I will be shocked. I will be shocked if Jussie Smollett do any jail time. Any jail time over 90 days. I don't know. They may give him a year and a day. You know, remember back in the day, they used to give you a year and a day and shit, like they did Little Kim and Martha Stewart. He may get a year and a day. He may get a year. He may get a year. Or 30 days or 90 days, some shit like that. House arrest. I mean, other than it being the police involvement, him hiring somebody to kick his ass, I mean, shit. How can you really punish somebody that? Yeah, it would be different if he did it and somebody else got hurt. But it was only him. Hey, Arnetta, how are you? Kinky Twinkie. Depends if they trust or not wait to pull the chain. You right, Kinky. You right, Kinky. You right. I ain't disagreeing with you. I don't know about this stuff. This Jussie Smollett stuff and LeBron, LeBron thinks so left, so liberal. LeBron need to stop commenting on shit. Just play basketball, LeBron. That's all we want you to do. Just play basketball. Just dribble the ball. Shut up and dribble. How what Dr. Boyce Walker said, I'm not going to shut up and dribble. He need to shut up and dribble. That's what he need to do. Shut up and dribble. Simple as that. Do not have no say of what's going on in the world because you too left. You don't think with common sense. You know what I mean? They're paying you, you know, in my opinion, They pay you to do this. They pay you to say you got COVID. They pay you to do all this BS. Okay? You know what I mean? Do anything to sit out for these games to try to get people to take the COVID vaccine, when it should be strictly up to them to take it. I mean, this is the same government that said, you know, that these guys and these women that were saving lives 2 years ago were heroes. And now this year and last year they were heroes. Now this year they're terrorists. And they need to be fired from their jobs. And shit like this. This is what your left did. This is what your left did. They said these things. And unfortunately, being a left, I have to call my party out. You guys slipped and dropped the ball, Democrats. And you lost someone like me who was a very heavy supporter. And I had to realize something, that dang, I was fighting my own feelings because of what I was believing. I was like, I could not be believing this. Nobody could be telling me wrong. Nobody could tell me that the Democrats do anything wrong. But I was arguing with people. You guys, I was arguing with people. But deep down, it's going to manifest what you really believe. And a lot of my views were conservative, but I wouldn't say it. You dare not to say that in public. You dare not to think the way they're thinking, because it would be people saying, you sound like you're a Republican. How does a Republican sound? Like, this is just what I believe. But that's what they were telling me. I sound like I was a Republican. So I realized as recently, and I try not to be a flip-flopper. It's not that I'm a flip-flopper. It's just that I was able to bust out of a shell that I was trapped in. How I really felt, but I was really over-publicizing what I was taught to feel, to thinking that I can shadow and drown how I really feel. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But now I was like, F this. Hell no, I'm not for this shit. I'm definitely not for this. For my black men, mm-mm. And then these left black men, it's crazy. I was talking about Jussie Smollett, Don Lemon last night. I did a video called Protected, about how these acronyms protect their community. So interesting. Interesting enough, YouTube blocked it. YouTube blocked my video. You guys were really loving that video. You were loving that video that YouTube blocked. And you're right. I have conservative views. I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? Like, being black and in Detroit, and I was always wondering why, I was, down with the union, right? I was in the union factory, but I was always wondering why I was arguing with the damn representatives of the union. Why I never got along with you, because some of my viewpoints did not align with what they were doing and what they believed. My viewpoints didn't align with that a lot. Maybe some things, but not a lot of them. So I'm like, I didn't understand that. Then I ended up getting into litigation with them. Then people was like, you're not supposed to do the union like that. I'm like, well, why if I got a dispute? But then there were some other things that I was thinking. Now, maybe not overall conservative. Not all of my views are conservative. No, I do have some liberal views. Some. Not heavyweight views, but there's some. Like, most conservatives don't believe in giving handouts. They believe in giving hand-ups or whatever. And I understand that concept. I do. And they don't, they try to, get rid of, the welfare programs and stuff like that. And I understand their viewpoint, but in some instances, people do fall on hard times, and I don't agree with that. I do have a little bit of liberal views. I just believe that if you work and pay taxes and fall on hard times, I believe that's where the welfare should come in. It should come into play with those who contribute to it, not those who ain't never worked. And somebody said that's a conservative view. No, I didn't. I don't think it's a conservative view. I just think it's a viewpoint that I believe. I believe if you worked so many years and you fall on hard times, the welfare system should be for you. I don't believe it should be, gotten rid of. I just think it should be for the people who paid into it. That's my viewpoint on it. I don't believe if you ain't never worked, you know what I mean? Especially if you are an older person, if you ain't never worked, you shouldn't be on it. How about that? Kinky, I do too. I'm so over. I just wanted, at the time, Kinky, I just wanted someone that looks like our people to get a chance. And now that happened, oh well. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted us to get a chance to F up the country. You know what I mean? They was effing up the country for so long. Why we can't get a chance to F up the country, right? And we did. So I'm over it now. You know what I mean? They can have it back. I'm over it. And I hate to say it like that, but when you've been taught some things, left for so long, you looked at things that way. But now, it's all about, I don't care if you're white or black. Now, I'm all for the working man. I'm all for the working man. I want a person that works to be running for office. I don't want no more of these goddamn rich ass people, blue or red. I want the one on the end that ain't nobody talking to. The one with that cheap plaid jacket on that only raised $1,500 for his campaign. I want all us to shift, because see, what's going to happen in the election is they're going to get the two big parties with the most money behind their campaign. Right? I want that over. I want Biden and Harris to be a one-hit wonder too. I want their asses out of there. 2024. I want them out of there. I do not want them in office in 2024. I don't want her in office. Why would any man vote for her? Why would any man vote for her? She was in the Time's Up. Let me show y'all this again. For those of you. Okay. She was with old Jussie. She tried to make sure Jussie didn't get charged. She was with Jussie. They was at the Time's Up rally together. Why would any man vote for her when she down with the Time's Up movement? Talk about believe women. Ain't that calling you a damn liar? Believe her. Don't believe the truth. Believe her. Whatever she says the truth, just believe her. What kind of shit is that we believed in America? Can y'all please get the likes up? I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Please bless me with the likes, the thumbs up. How do you do that? How do you, as a man, vote for a woman that they don't know her nationality? One minute she black, next minute she Asian American. Nobody know. Because she can pass for a bright black woman, we gonna say she black. Then she got a little slant eyes, we gonna say she Asian. Until she don't even know her identity, so she can't do shit for me. I'm a black woman. Not to mention how she was when she was a prosecutor, putting black men in jail and all this and that. She was down. There was a friend of mine who reminded me of Emily's List. Shout out to him. I love him so much. And she was part of that. And Kim Fox. All these people was part of that movement. And I believe that Kumo was set up by his own people. He was set up by his own people. Because Emily's List is Democratic women. You got to be down with the Democratic Party to be with Emily's List. And you have to believe in abortions. What kind of shit is that to be down with an organization? I got to be down with, bad enough if it's going to be political reasons. If you're, wait a minute, hold on. Let's get this straight. Oh, Lord have mercy. So, Emily's List is another organization like the Time's Up, Me Too, all that kind of stuff. And they try to put women in high political positions, right? And they got her the vice presidency, and they got some other ones as governor and others. And they placing them where they want these laws to change. And they so far been doing such a good job. But what they have also done is set up their own men. They set up their own men. Kumo was set up by his own political party. They put these women in his office to work in his administration as the governor of New York. Then these women came out and charged him with some sexual mishap. After she said she talked about her boyfriend to him and all these type of stuff. Inappropriate conversations to have, but it wasn't inappropriate when she initiated the conversation. It was only inappropriate when he replied back. As if we're not human. He did this. He didn't do. And who got the position? Who got the position after Kumo stepped down? His lieutenant governor. And what was she? A woman. And who was she part of? Emily's List. Thank you, friend. I did that research. You see what I'm saying? That there is powerful, and you got to believe in abortion. You have to. It can't just be you have to be a Democrat. You have to believe in abortion. Go look up Emily's List site. Go read that shit. And they part of the LGBT. All these organizations part of LGBT. You know, and look at Tarana Bird. Look how she be looking. You can't tell me she ain't got no masculinity and some butt stud ways about her. Allegedly. I'm just saying my opinion. She got some real stud ways. That man, and I believe a lot of women want a man. But she had to become a millionaire. And yep, he married her. He sure did. He sure did. He married her. Yes, he did. Yes, the heck he did. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. So, anytime we have these type of issues, anytime we have these type of things going on, as a culture, we got to take some sort of accountability. We have to take accountability. If we don't take accountability, people will be able to do whatever they want to do, how they want to do it. They will be able to ruin you. If we don't hold people accountable for the choices they make, their choices will be able to ruin you, especially if you're a man. A lot of women don't like me because I hold women accountable about the choices you make. I hold you accountable. You're not, and women are not that weak. When they was letting you know that they were strong, that didn't work. That worked against them. So now they decided to play victim, play the weak woman role. And that's working for them, at least temporary. Because what I'm looking at a big blow up. I'm looking at some things that is going to backfire on these women liberation feminine movement. I do not support none of these organizations. None of them. They're toxic. And they talk about toxic masculinity. Nothing is more toxic than femininity trying to destroy masculinity. There's nothing more toxic than that. There's nothing more beautiful to have feminine and masculinity joining forces as opposed to being at odds. This here is going to destroy lives of what we know. Everyone needs to be held accountable. Accountability is everything. And I see so many men with these women movements, and they for them, and they got these shirts, protect her, and all this stuff, and they don't even realize they asses is the ones under attack. You the ones who need protection. It's so funny that men don't realize they the ones who need protection. There is no groups for your asses, white or black. There's no groups for your asses. But there's plenty of groups for women. And when there is groups that's supposed to include men, they're going to highlight the woman. They're not highlighting your asses. Especially if you are a heterosexual man. They call your masculinity toxic. What else is a heterosexual man to be? What else can a heterosexual man be? Can he be anything other than masculine? Because if he was feminine, well, I guess we will have to ask Jussie about that, right? But what's wrong with being a man? What's wrong with men-women interaction? What's wrong with a man saying you look beautiful today without it being sexual harassment? Why did we get so disconnected to where when a man say you look beautiful today, that's sexual harassment? Oh, that dress look nice on you. The color look nice. That's sexual harassment. When does a piece of cloth and color of your skin got to do with sex? Since when did women stop liking sex? Can anyone tell me women that don't like sex? I would rather have an asshole that's ignorant and rude, and I don't even give him the acknowledgement, than to wipe out woman and a man interaction. I'm never going to be for that. Women and men supposed to interact. There are good and bad seeds in everything we do, in every culture we have. So you can't erase that, nor should we even try. Because if we don't have the bad seeds, you would never know what it's like to teach your youngins what not to be like. The left has really destroyed tradition. They doing a fine job, but it's up to the right to try to save it. And by doing so, they got to get with it. Now, there are a lot of people out here who letting it be known that it's okay to be in the urban areas and be right, Republican, conservative views. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, when we were like that, we didn't have all the shit we had going on today. We didn't have that. When we were praying in school, we wasn't doing the things that we were doing. When we were conservative, because the conservatives was the one that led us to the civil rights movement. The conservative was the one that freed us from slavery. The Conservative Party was the one that put us in a more political positions than any other party. George W. Bush. I think that Black America, and especially in urban areas, really need to reevaluate. We need to reevaluate our thoughts. And I'm the first one to tell you that I was wrong about some of the things, but I don't know if I was wrong or I was having a battle within myself. It's even deeper than right or wrong. I was battling myself. I'm still going through that battle. Because if you were raised to be something for so many years and was taught this, you don't shake it like that. Even if you grown, it's still a battle. It's a battle about being shunned around your friends and your family. Like I just was telling my mother, I said, well, I was just asking her a question. No, as a matter of fact, I was sitting up there at a party before I even spoke to my mother. I was at a party. And I disagreed with a lot of the Democratic viewpoints that they were talking about at the table. And I said something, I think this was last year. I said something that was really strictly conservative, I guess. And when I tell you guys, we was the only ones. The group was all together. And it was a long table. The Last Supper type of table. And I can't remember for the life of me what I said. I think I told my friend, but I can't remember the life of me of what I said. And I said it unconsciously. Right? I said it unconsciously. I'm sitting there eating. I was celebrating my girlfriend's birthday, and I said it unconsciously. Guys, I told a friend of mine that. I told him what happened. I can't remember what I said, but if I remember, I definitely have put it in another video. Man, but I do remember I said it, and I was, you know how you eating and you talking, and I said it, and when I say everyone dropped their fork and turned and looked at me, it was like I was a kid all over again, and I'm a middle-aged woman. It was like the power that they have over you. And I was like, I'm just talking. And then they like slowly picked their fork up and went back to eating, like, okay, like, you better get yourself together. And I'm like, damn. And I went home and I called my friend and I told him, I said, why I can't think the way I want to think? And he was like, well, you should think the way you want to think. But it's easier said than done when you're part of a community and a family and all this and that. Could you imagine what, if I'm middle-aged and I felt that way, could you imagine what someone young feel like? That's why I really kind of have a lot of respect for Candace Owens. I have a lot of respect for that young woman to be able to stand up and be heard. And like, I don't have those viewpoints. And I you know, that's good. But what do you do when you have those viewpoints and they want to label you a sellout and all that? But hell, all the racist stuff happening is on the left. It's on the left. I'm just keeping it a buck with y'all. Don't be afraid, because I'm battling it too, but I'm starting to stand up for myself. Don't be afraid of how you feel. Don't be afraid of being different in your community. Because people are starting to come out their shells now. If we got people that's alternative, that can come out their shells and be free, why we can't think the way we want to think? You got this cancel culture. That needs to be killed. That was need to be, I did a video earlier today about abortion. That needs to be aborted, the cancel culture. If you don't think the way I think, we cancel you, especially if you're a public figure. She's not, you know, she has a viewpoint. You cannot be a bought slave having viewpoints and beliefs the way that they're yours. There are black conservatives. There are black conservatives that are urban. They are not always in suits and ties. They in the hood. This is almost like how you would say every man that was masculine wasn't gay. Come to find out, some of them were, right? Same here. Everybody in the hood is not Democrat. Let's get that understood. And those who have conservative views that are hood, I'm just saying, be you. Because back in the day, shoot, you couldn't put up a George Bush sign in your yard. Your house be burnt down. We need to stop that. People have a right to vote and believe what they want. They have the right to support who they want. And the one thing I can say about this, me speaking and doing commentary on R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, it gave me courage. It gave me courage to believe what I want and to support what I want. And this is the beginning of me doing that. This is the beginning of my journey. I covered this story because the majority of the people was against them. And after researching and everything, I realized this is some inconsistencies here. This doesn't add up. And I realized that the left was behind a lot of that. And I realized that wasn't my viewpoint. I am too, LaMarcus. I will vote how I want to vote. Vote who is best at the time of what's going to help this country and us as a people. And quit letting the powers that be the final two. There are so many people be on the panels during the when they be doing the primaries, when people running. Give the little man a voice. Tell the big two, red and blue, to shut the hell up. The ones who got millions of dollars behind them, tell them to shut the hell up. You've been talking too damn much for too damn long. Let this little man over here, who part of the working class party or the independent party or green party or whatever party that let's see what they got to offer. Because these red and blues been talking too long, too much, running too much. And all of them really friends. I hope you guys know that. All of them are friends. In public, they hate each other, but they be going to each other kids' weddings and shit. You know, Trump was at Hillary, what the girl name? Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea's wedding, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Let the little man, you know, that little plumber that raised $1,500 for the campaign, give him a voice. Tell the media y'all been, every time it's always time to vote, they always go with the two big parties. They don't really give nobody else a voice. And if it's like a few years ago, you had Bernie and Hillary. Was it Bernie? Bernie Sanders. Bernie had some money behind him. Biden had money behind them. Kamala had money behind. All of them had money behind them when it was running against Trump. You understand what I'm saying? When it was running against Trump. Tell their asses to shut the hell up. Let these little people, all them big companies donate millions and upper hundred thousands of dollars to their campaign, well, they gonna waste their goddamn money. Cause I don't want to hear what shit they got to say. You been a senator in the House of Representatives for many decades and ain't did shit. I want to know what this person over here in this cheap ass suit can do. Let's give him a chance to fuck up the country. Y'all been fucking up for many damn decades. Why we can't get one of us that live next? Why can't JoJo next door be the fuck up the country next? There's other viewpoints. And you got these conservative views, but a lot of us scared to say it because we've been Democrat for so long. I'm a Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat to this day. And I'm telling you, when I sat up there and did commentary on this R. Kelly case, and there was a friend of mine. There's a friend of mine I talked to, and he was aligned more with the red. And I said, damn, this the Democrats. You should have seen how shocked I was, how I felt, how I couldn't, like, damn. Like, what's going on? It was like somebody like slapped me and woke me up. Like somebody, you know how somebody turn on the light and you blind? And then once you finally open your eyes, you see what the hell it is. That's exactly how it was. This case with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby woke me up. It was so shocking to do commentary and have to put commentary out here to a black audience to tell them that the party to which they voted for so many years is the ones taking down their idols with lack of evidence because of this movement and Me Too movement right here, Believe Women. Then I had to follow that up with receipts. I had to connect dots to show them. It wasn't just me coming on here saying it. I had to show them. If you go down my thread, you will see a lot of videos. The breakdowns, especially when something say breakdown in it. You will see a lot of that shit. And you will see how I connect the shit. And you'll be like, oh, and it's right there. It's right there. Right there. Do what you think is best for you. Do what you think is best for you. You got to do what you think is best for you. Because if you don't, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be uncertain. You're not standing up for yourself because you're falling for any and everything. You know the saying, you got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Well, I got tired of falling for anything. So now I don't spring it on my family or my friends or my viewpoints, but I just be like, I learned to say it in a different way. And then once I get them to be like, oh yeah, you right. I'm like, I don't say shit. I just be like, okay. Sometimes you got to look at the glass in different ways. Sometimes you got to look at it half empty and half full. Yeah, LaMarcus, you won. And I'll be campaigning for you because I know you got some good points. That's exactly what the issues are. Be who you are. Don't let nobody tell you. In Black America, you do not have to be blue. If you align with red, then red it will be. If you align with being independent, then independent it will be. You don't have to be blue. Because think about it. They teaches you about your leaders, your black leaders like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. But what they forgot to tell you that they were Republicans. Yeah, they were Republicans. Don't forget to exercise your First and Second Amendment. Cancel the cancel culture because that's what they want. You to get rid of your rights. I'm going to fight for mine. I would have to be long expired before they get rid of my rights. The media always question what they're saying, especially when it's political views and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Do what you think is best for you. If you're a Republican, you want to wear a MAGA hat. If Trump was in office, you wear that damn shit. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. If you for Biden, you wear it. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. You don't have to be blue because somebody told you because you're black. Stupid. As if there's no black Republicans. There's a lot of black Republicans. A lot of your black pastors are Republicans. With those big mega churches. We got to analyze what we believe now. I think we've been in the dark too long. And I admit I was. But now, at least got a night light. Now I can see a little. And boy, I can't wait till I see a lot. Because when I'm able to see a lot and use my voice as I'm doing now, I'm able to change some things. As I'm speaking to you today, be who you are. If they can tell you it's okay to be alternative and all this and that, it's definitely okay to be Republican. Be you. I want people to subscribe to my channel. I always talk about black this and black that because I'm a black woman. But I in no way want that to be a discouraging to anybody white. I want white people to support my channel as well. I want Democrats and Republicans to see both points of views. This is the beginning of something beautiful. That I looked in this chat and I see people of different views in one chat coming together. And I thank y'all for doing that here on Spittinfire. So in 2022, things are going to be changing with the channel. We're going to be talking about more in-depth news. But see, listen, okay, before I leave up out of here, I'm glad 011 said something. Listen, first, I said that yesterday. First. Okay, so if you guys don't see what the person said in the chat, they said Fox News is so sad. Another one is leaving. Chris Wallace is joining CNN. What did I tell you guys yesterday? But it's so funny that when I said that, or was it the day before? I think I said it the day before too. Go check out my videos with Jussie Smollett and Don Lemon on it. But listen to what I said. And they found another Chris. Chris Wallace, like Chris Kumo. You know, they found another Chris. Oh, they play so many mind games. But listen. I said that. You guys, I did a video about all the networks. I will do it again live. I'm going to do it again live. I'm going to do it live. Okay, because I did a video. At the time, I wasn't coming live. I just started coming live about 8 months ago. I did videos prior to me starting to come live more often. I'm going to do that. That was a hell of a video I did, and it took so much time. But I promise you, before the new year, I'm going to put that video back together. I couldn't find that video. I said, did I put it on hide? I couldn't find that video to save my life. I couldn't find that video. But I'll do it live for you. I did that video. I connected the networks. I told you that they all a gimmick. I just told you that them two big parties really friends. And that the big companies that own these networks are using y'all as puppeteers. Remember I said that? Oh, I'm doing that. I'm doing that network again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to title it Network Connection. And all of you in this thread tonight, Network Connection. Make sure y'all write it down. Put it in y'all reminder. Spittinfire's Network Connection. That's what I'm going to name it. Spittinfire. Let me write that down. in my journal. Let me write that down right now. Hold on. Okay, because I'm going to try to get that done before the new year. Put that down on the agenda. Spittin' Fire. That's going to be the title of it. Network Connection. And I did a video on it, but I'm going to do it live. And I told people, that's going to blow your damn mind. And 01 I want you to be there. I want you to be there. Shit. Y'all goddamn play with me. I might do this shit later on tonight. If I don't be too tired. It's going to call Network Connection. And matter of fact, I'm finna put it in the community chat now. To remind you guys. And I'm going to put 01 I'm going to put your name in it. Because you're the one who brought it to my attention. 01. Wait a minute. At 01 first. And chat. Please don't forget to tune into my next video. Quote, Spittinfire's Network Connections. End quote. And it's in my community chat to remind y'all. I just put it there. It's in my community chat. Because we're going to get to the bottom of this. I told y'all before. I'm just keeping it a buck. I had to change the title. Ooh, my dyslexia kicked in. Why y'all ain't tell me I misspelled that? I have to keep it a buck with y'all. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it within the next few days. It's going to take me a couple days to get to research it again. I don't even know if I have it. I had it in an old journal. I did that network connection. And if I can find a video, I'll re-upload it. I'm going to look hard as I possibly can. Damn. 01, you got me looking. You, man. You know what? I'm finna get the hell off of here. Because that person got me, I don't know if it's a woman or man, that person got me want to look for that. I'm going to look for that video. If I don't come back, I'm working on it. That's going to be my next video. I'm scrapping the next video I have planned when they leave. You know I got to wait on my family to leave because they told me I'd be on YouTube too much. So I'm supposed to be gone. But every time they turn their back, I jump on here. And they be like, you ain't been on YouTube? I be like, no, because they don't even watch the channel. So why they care? Right? Why they care? Spittinfire's Network Connection. That's going to be the next one. And 01, you make sure you tune in to see it. Because you the one who sparked me to put this back out. Because I did a video on it last year. You the one who sparked me. You the main one I better see in one of my threads. When you check back periodically. And y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe these videos. Make sure. Okay? And we having a party, a Christmas party. I'm going to do a promotion tonight. So tune back in later on this evening. Listen to some good music. Okay? Bring your wallets. All right? Because I'm going to do a promotion tonight with the Christmas party. Because we got to promote. All right? Make sure you don't think at the surface level. Okay? Never be a surface level thinker. And have cultural obligation because other cultures have it. And remember, it's the men that are under attack. Thank y'all for tuning in to Spittin' Fire. Fire out.